Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to episode 22 of MTO Quarantine Catch Up, the show where we talk about nothing. I'm bringing that over from a parody clip that we just did, but I liked it, so I'm saying it on this as well. I'm your host, Niall Edwards, and I'm joined as always by the other host of the show.
It's me, idiot.
That's him, he's got a weird voice.
I thought I'd go for a weird voice effect. Trying to switch it up a bit, but it just didn't really work.
So the listeners won't know this because we've been releasing episodes as normal, but it's been nearly a month since we recorded one of these?
Not that long. Maybe.
3 weeks or something.
3 weeks, yeah.
Because we did episode 19, we recorded about half a week before it went out.
Yeah, then we did 21 then as well.
Yeah, we did 21 at the same time as that.
And then obviously 20 was a nice
episode
big
20 was the best
compilation.
of, which I edited together. But this is the first time we've sat down and recorded for about 3 weeks. So you'd think we'd have a lot of stuff to talk about.
We don't.
We don't. We've got very little to mention.
Nothing's happened. It would, what? I mean, I don't know what you're expecting. We're in quarantine.
Yeah, I do have a fun little story that happened. That is an update to a previous story.
Oh, yeah. Is it the man at the shop?
No, I still don't know who he's still at it. He's still doing it. So for new listeners, there was a guy at my local shop who's been putting up post-it notes over different items and products with different names, and he thinks he's the funniest guy in the world. It's so irritating. But I will check back in on that story if anything new happens.
If there's any developments.
But this story I'm updating, perhaps one of the least memorable stories from the show, but it's an update nonetheless. So you may remember that I talked about a month ago, the 1975's new album came out. And I have a friend who's a big 1975 fan, and so am I to an extent, but not the same point. And basically, I said there was a Japanese bonus track, which actually doesn't exist, and she couldn't find it anywhere. So I was like, oh, do you want me to email it to you? And she was like, yes, yeah, that'd be great, please. And so I just downloaded Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up, the infamous Rick Roll song, and titled it the 1975 bonus Japanese track.
Yeah, you've already told this story now.
I've told this story, but I'm just giving this as context so that people know for this next bit. So, that's the quick rundown of that story. Now, about a week ago...
ago.
I knew if my camera was on, you would have seen the sad look on my face the moment I said that.
The instant horror.
Yeah, my instant regret face. But so she sent me.
When we say we tweaking ho.
She sent me a
Continue.
Spotify link. That was of some new Lil Nas X song or something like that, and she was like, I know this isn't the sort of stuff we normally listen to, and it's not really our taste in music, but I thought this was genuinely really good, and so I think you might enjoy it as well.
I don't think Lil Nas X is anyone's taste in music. I think he put out Old Town Road, then he put out his EP, and people were like, eh.
He did Old Town Road 15
because of Old Town
times.
Road. Yeah, he did so many remixes of it as well, and everyone was like, oh yeah, he's great, and now no one cares about him.
I remember I was this isn't important, but I was at a roller skating thing once, and they played that song 3 times in a row, but each time it was a different version,
a different remix of it.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, the remixes aren't changed. It's just another person on a verse.
Yeah.
So one of them's got the yodeling kid or something like that. It's no.
I forgot that happened. Wasn't he on it with Young Thug?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and then you got Billy Ray Cyrus doing it as well.
Yeah.
That was a weird time.
Yeah, it was
still a lot better than now, though.
But, no, I think the pandemic is better than that song, personally. But, yeah, so...
I don't think we can say that.
She said I can do what I want. This is my podcast. Gideon, leave. But...
I will go.
Please don't, I need you on the show. But, so she sent me a link of a Lil Nas X song. I was like, this is the sort of thing I think you might like. It's genuinely quite good. Check it out. Now, the people listening to this podcast on Spotify will know that you can listen to podcasts on Spotify. So what someone has done is downloaded Never Gonna Give You Up and uploaded it as a podcast.
That's genius.
But titled it as a Lil Nas X song. So it's on Spotify and it looks like it's from Lil Nas X's profile, but you press play and it's
That's
Never Gonna Give
genius.
You Up. And she got me back. So this has started, as far as I'm aware,
a Rickrolling war.
A Rickroll war. So now I'm going to be insanely conscious whenever she sends me a link. But the thing is, because my Instagram account, I went on one night just like a spree of following different like Simpsons accounts. So there's like all different ones that like post different weird images from the Simpsons. There's like psychedelic Simpsons, Simpsons houses, Simpsons crowds, and stuff like that. And I followed like 20 in a row, which made Instagram go, "Oh, this is a bot.
You need more Simpsons content." Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, it made Instagram think I'm a bot. So now my account's, like, it's not been banned, I can still use it, and I can send messages, and I can do most things, but I can't post on my story, I can't like images, I can't comment on images, can't follow people, can't do anything like that. They've just shut down my account entirely, and one of the things it stopped me from doing is sending links to people. So now I can't even try and get her back, and I've, like, reported the problem at least... genuinely, no exaggeration, at least 80 times. And nothing has changed in the past week. Because whenever I like an image or go to comment on something, which I do just forgetting that I'm banned, it'll pop up with a little thing saying, "Oh, we've blocked your account from doing this, report the issue." And I just hit report. So I must have done it nearly 100 times. No change. Anyone working at Instagram that listens to this...
which is definitely no one.
It's everyone. Go and help me.
If you're listening right now and you don't work at Instagram, leave.
But somehow it's spread to like so it's spread to the MTO account that I also have logged in on this phone. So I can't do anything on that. But I didn't even follow anyone on that one, so I don't know why that's happened. So, but I think because it's on the same device, it's done it. But then my private account has also
has all its private photos on it. That one,
yeah. And my private account, no, not my. So like one photo of a basketball and one photo of a Tame Impala concert. But my private account hasn't been blocked, but it's still on that device. So I'm not sure if it being private has made the difference.
I'm not sure that the MTO one has messed up, because like you were like, "Oh, I can't post on the story," and then I went and looked, and the thing that you were trying to post on the story had been posted on the story.
Yeah, but I still can't like photos on it, which is weird. And I, like, looking at the account now, I still can't see that thing that I put up from the MTO account or on my own account, so I don't know what's happened there. But, look, it's annoying, and I hope I get it back at some point. I might just have to open up my private account, which is fine, because I don't really use it much anyway. I just put, like, silly things on my story. So
with stupid Instagram filters.
Yeah.
It'll make absolutely no one laugh.
It makes everyone laugh.
To share some of them are quite funny.
Do we want to just quickly shout out the About That podcast?
Yeah, let's do that.
So episode 19, we talked about an argument we got in with those guys, and it ended with us, more so me, but yeah, not so
I was
much
not
you.
Involved. Don't say us here.
But
this was not me at all. Although they gave you a shout out on it and not me.
Well, it ended with me being absolutely terrified that they were going to rip us apart on their show. Then the new episode comes out, and the Instagram caption of it says... Well, I didn't think they were going to be, because the Instagram caption says, and I quote, "We review blank podcast, and MTO Quarantine Catch-Up. Not everyone's meant to be in the podcast game, and we tell you why."
I did see that and got a little bit scared.
So I was thinking they're going to destroy us. Like, they're going to destroy our show. But then I listened, and they were really nice. They were like, "This is the only podcast we've listened to on the show that was good,
partly,
so that's nice."
I think partly because we are kids, they did say, they are kids, so we can't tear them apart.
Yeah.
But,
but they said that we were the best of the 3 podcasts they listened to, and that it was... that their wording made me think that it was only just about bearable. But I'll take it. We'll
take it if it's better than the others. But yeah, much appreciated.
Yeah, and they gave us some good advice. They gave us some very kind words, but they also gave us some constructive criticism that we have been working on, and we are working on within this episode. You may notice I have been louder and more loud to try and make that interesting.
Louder and more loud.
Louder and more loud.
That just makes their advice sound terrible, if that's what you've taken away from it.
They got on their show and said, "Be louder and more loud."
Be louder and more loud.
But they pointed out that it feels, more than the other shows, it feels like we're sort of putting on like a performance and a show, which is something I want to lean into. So that is why I'm shouting.
Okay.
um, oh, what did you want to talk about? I've forgotten.
um, I had said that I realised that with episode 5 of Song Machine by Gorillaz coming out, I think it was last week, right?
2 weeks ago now.
Was it 2 weeks ago now? Jeez.
Too much.
But yeah, episode 5 of that with Schoolboy Q.
Schoolboy?
With Schoolboy Q came out. And I realised we just hadn't talked about Song Machine at all on here.
Which is weird, because I think I've been tapped in to it, like, from it being teased and no one knowing what it was, and us foolishly thinking it was going to be like a half an hour TV show episode every week, which it isn't. It's just like a song every...
We get the machine bites, though.
Yeah, the machine bites are cool. But so we were getting a song like every month. Obviously, because the pandemic hit, it made it more difficult, so we're getting one every, like, 1.5 months to 2 months.
Something like that. Although, to be fair, at the end of Pac-Man, it said return to September, didn't it?
Yeah, which is a while away. But
yeah, that made me very sad.
I think... Do we want to go through each of these sort of track by track? Not do like a full in-depth thing, but just sort of say our general thoughts on it.
Yeah, can do.
So the first one was...
Momentary Bliss.
Momentary Bliss, yeah.
Yeah, it was slow, tight, and slay.
I really enjoyed this. It was the first...
I loved it.
Yeah, it was the first Gorillaz song that I had listened to in the past maybe 5-10 years and gone, yeah, this. Maybe not... Plastic Beach I enjoyed, but the Now and Humans were very...
And The Fall as well.
Yeah. All those
Humans,
3 albums were very hit and miss for me.
Humans was, like, the better track to me, it was great. It was just... There was just too many tracks on it.
It was like a 25-track album.
Yeah.
And I think that made me... It made me not able to listen to any of the tracks enough to like them, I think.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I like Ascension with Vince Staples.
Ascension was good. Andromeda, I like.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
All of these songs are songs that sort of, maybe a year or so later, I went, oh no, wait, I like this song. Whereas Momentary Bliss is the first Gorillaz song that I've clicked with in ages. Which is very cool.
Well, I'm interested as well. What are you taking if you can only listen to like one? Are you taking Demon Days or Plastic Beach?
I'd have to go Demon Days.
I think I would as well. It's so tough though.
I love Plastic Beach, but I think Demon Days I've listened to more and could listen to more than Plastic Beach in the future.
Yeah.
And I think there's some like childhood nostalgia there for Demon Days, definitely.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I get that from Plastic Beach as well, though.
Yeah. I don't think I ended up listening to Plastic Beach for a while after it released, though. So I think that nostalgia sort of isn't there.
Or Demon Days, because that was just after we were born.
Well, Demon Days came out a year after I was born, but I think my dad must have been a big Gorillaz fan. Because like most of my childhood music memories are to do with that album, and then like their first album as well, the song Clint Eastwood, especially from that.
Yeah, of course.
I remember it was the first song I ever had on like my iPod I got when I was like 7 or 8 or something.
Was it Shuffle, Nano? What
I think
iPod
it was a
talking?
Shuffle. I think it was a Shuffle.
Yeah, nice, classic.
And yeah, it was just that song, and then the whole Demon Days album was with me from like the age of 1 upwards. And it's something that I don't think I've ever not been listening to. Like, it's been sort of the only permanent thing throughout my life, I think. So I think I'd have to go Demon Days.
That's sad. I think I would as well. There's just too many great tracks on Demon Days. Like, Plastic Beach as a whole, I think, is maybe slightly edges it, but there's just too many amazing tracks on Demon Days. You know, you've got Feel Good Inc., you've got November Has Come, you've got Dirty Harry, you've got Dare. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I was never a fan of it when I was younger, but recently the final 2 tracks, Don't Get Lost in Heaven and Demon Days, have both really grown on me. Yeah,
I do think with Demon Days, the title track, I do think on its own it's decent, but to be fair, in the context of the album, it's great.
You've got to listen to, at the very least, you've got to listen to Don't Get Lost in Heaven before it. If you're not listening to the full album, you've got to listen to that one song. Because they're sort of the same song, like they lead into each other. But anyway, so then episode 2 came out. We were talking about Song Machine, weren't we? Episode 2 came out, and that's Désolé.
I think Désolé is my favourite of the 5.
Really?
I adore that song. Yeah.
That's a bold call.
It's just everything about it is so clean, and that crescendo with the horns, and then the hook of it comes back in and it all builds up, and then you have the guest vocals. What's her name? It's something Diawara, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the guest vocals,
know what it is,
with all those vocal runs and everything, is incredible.
Yeah, I think Désolé I loved a lot when it came out, and I don't think I've even listened to it once since Aries came out, which we'll get to in a minute.
Wow.
But I need to listen to Désolé again because I really enjoyed it.
I love that song.
Not one of my favourites out of Song Machine, I've got to say, though. I think it's nearer to the bottom than it is. I love it, and it's absolutely incredible, but it's down the bottom.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, everything from Song Machine so far has been great, with maybe the exception of Friday the 13th, which we'll get to.
That's the one that's at the bottom for me, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Then episode 3 was Aries.
I'm looking out at a volcano, trying to read the world today and see where you're at. I'll never do that. I'm a model that is uncomplicated.
So
Just
this
that bass line.
Aries is my favourite from the Song Machine. So
Really?
yeah,
It's between the first two for me. But Aries is probably 3rd.
yeah. I think my list goes number 1 Aries, number 2 Pac-Man, number 3 Momentary
Really? You got
Bliss,
Pac-Man at number 2.
4 Désolé, and then 5 Friday 13th.
Friday the 13th, yeah.
But yeah, so Aries, I love the sort of Peter Hook bass line.
The bass line is incredible.
I love the writing and the vocals. I just think there's something about the song. It's one of the only songs that I've clicked with immediately after just one listen. Like, I heard it. This song leaked a couple days before it actually released, and I downloaded it. I'm not afraid to say I downloaded the MP3 of it off a very dodgy website, but just immediately loved it. And I think it's one of my favorite Gorillaz songs. Even like it's up there.
It's those high tide sections as well with it.
Yeah.
High tide.
And I think this and Pac-Man both sound like they could fit on Demon Days. Would you agree?
Yeah. I have been getting some Demon Days vibes with a lot of these tracks, to be fair.
I think they're going back.
Not so much with, like, Momentary Bliss. I wouldn't say there was really any sort of feeling of it like it could fit on Demon Days or Plastic Beach, because it's very sort of punk centered.
I think Désolé would fit on Demon Days, or maybe Plastic Beach.
Or on Plastic Beach. I think Plastic Beach, yeah.
I think that as much as I didn't like it, and I do love the album, but I think Friday 13th almost sounds like a self-titled song from their first album.
On the strip, spinning round. Big man talking shit till we pin him down. Big man talking shit till we lick him down. Door enough, I'ma spin you round. Put the big in your belly, then spin it round. You can ask Crimbo if I've been about. Free him out. I don't need to get them pictures out. I called my dealer, said share the wire with all of us. I told him we've been so nice.
Like, if it was a bit more stripped back, and obviously the style of rapping is different because of how rap's changed throughout the past 20 years, but I sort of think it could fit on that first album.
Yeah, I did like Friday the 13th. Like, it's the first time I heard it, I was like, but like Octavian's vocals at the start, they've grown on me, but it's a decent track.
I have listened to it like twice, maybe 3 times, and it's not gelling with me. And I don't know why, but I'm not a fan of this song. And it's the only Song Machine song that I don't actively like. Every single one of them I love, and have been like some of my favourite songs of the year. But Friday 13th night, it just didn't hit with me.
We need to mention as well the sort of bonus track with Niall and Skepta.
Right now, I'm just taking what's mine till Elizabeth returns the diamonds. Walk on, brother. Time to hustle for the money, give a change to your mother. Change them sheets, you got stains on the cover. Better look sharp, make your face on the cover. Trying to be the boss and life gets tougher. I hope you're ready for the truth that you're gonna discover. Always gonna be a Judas at the Last Supper. Stay woke, it's a rocky road on the come up. The shots like Scorsese. More money, more problems, and more ladies.
Like, that is great.
I only listened to it once because I figured it's going to be coming as a Song Machine song later, and I kind of want to save it for its official release with the video. And they ended up releasing it early because Tony Allen passed away, sadly.
Yeah.
So I assume it's coming up in Song Machine. So I'm saving it for that so I can get the full experience with it.
No, I'm not. It's such a good track, that is.
If it's that good, I might just listen to it after this.
Yeah. I don't think it doesn't beat Momentary Bliss or Desolate for me. I'd say it's... Actually, I don't think it beats Aries either. But it's still a great track.
And then I guess we move on to Pac-Man.
I don't know where you can call me crack, you can call me mad inside.
I over-listened to Pac-Man.
I nearly did.
And got a bit bored of it.
But I think I've not listened to it enough to not still love it, because I absolutely do.
Yeah, it is great. Like, I do really love the track, but I just listen to it too much.
It's got such a cool bass line.
Yeah.
Should we do like an a cappella band version of it?
That's not.
Gideon, you've got to do it. You've got to do it for the content.
No, I don't. It's not happening, Niall.
Disappointing. But yeah, Pac-Man's great. Yeah, I really like the video for it. It's one of my favourite Song Machine videos.
The videos have been really interesting as well, in terms of the actual lore of gorillas. Yeah. Obviously, Aries, you're thinking, oh yeah, Murdoch's getting some sort of character arc, and then he stabs 2D.
Well, have you seen
was in that needle?
The character of Murdoch has been doing stuff on Twitter after every sort of Song Machine, answering fan questions and stuff like that. But I love it because every single question he answers, he's clearly answering it with a lie, and it's so good.
Yeah. I wanted to say as well, in the comments of the music video for Desolate, it's just 2D. It's just saying this random stuff, like, constantly all throughout the comments there's these like comments from the actual Gorillaz account, and it's just 2D : then whatever he's saying. So it's like, Noodle, what's for dinner? Noodle told me to be quiet. Constantly. It's so good.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah, but so what? One person asked Murdoch if he's green, then how come it worked on the green screen? And his reply was just, I'm not green. Which is so good. I've talked to Murdoch before.
Oh, right.
That's just, they did like a thing on like Facebook Messenger a while ago where you could like talk. They did like a chatbot sort of thing, and it was pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, they do quite a lot of stuff like that, don't they? They had that interview they did with Mr. Jam, Murdoch and 2D, where they got like the fan questions all sent in. That's so funny.
I'll see if I can find, because there's one thing from that conversation I had with the sort of Murdoch bot that I found funny, and I've wanted to read out on a podcast for a while, but never gotten the excuse. Oh, I can't find it.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's because my Facebook just like died and deleted all my messages. No.
Why are all your social media accounts just die?
No, my Facebook's all right now, but it died like a year ago or something.
Right.
Anyway,
we've got the return of a classic segment, haven't we?
Do we?
Yeah, we do.
Do we?
Scary.
We'll do that after this ad break. Welcome back to the show. This is the show.
This is
MTO. Oh, we nearly nailed it.
Jeez.
We nearly got the same tune.
Fire.
That was great.
Hot fire.
Jeez. Welcome back from the ad break, everybody. I love that people listening on YouTube don't get the ad. You only get the ad if you're listening.
Yeah, so they just heard. I will be back after this ad break. Welcome back to the show.
I've started putting like a little bit of transitional music in. So hopefully that adds
a bit of elevator music.
I only did that because there was one of the ad breaks that we did where you had cramp before it, and then it comes back from the ad break, and you're going,
and I still have cramp, and you're like, oh, by the way, Gideon still has cramp.
So I just put in like a minute of music, and then I started doing it with the audio versions as well, where there's like 10 seconds of a little piano tune before and after the ad.
Yeah.
We've got, as Gideon teased, the return of a classic fan favourite segment.
Naughty. You're teasing me.
Scary. So we used to do this segment when Dylan was on the show, where we've got 3 ghost/paranormal spooky stories. 2 of them are real, 1 of them is made up and fake, and whoever's collecting the stories has written the fake one, and the other 2 had to guess which 2 are real and which one is fake. Now, since Dylan left, we haven't really figured out a way to do this segment, but for one time only, we have got Ben from the podcast Paranormal Activities has sent us 3 stories. 1 of them is fake. Now, I've got the email in front of me. He's messaged in a different email which one is fake. So even I don't know which one of these is fake. Neither of us do. So this is the most suspense you'll ever get on this sort of segment. So,
Great. Let's just read the stories then.
So yeah, let's get into this.
Do you want to read the first one?
Did you say I can or you can?
You go with one, because I've got 1, you've got 2, so you read your first one.
Right. So this story is called PlayStation. Thank you for your... Oh, no, wait, that's a different email. This one is called The Camp.
That was not accidental.
No, it wasn't.
I know for a fact that was not
a bit.
accidental.
I did scroll onto that email, but I couldn't.
It was a funny riff.
I got back to the email in time, but I was like, I could just read out that subject line real quick. That's quite funny. This one's called The Camp. A man went on a camping trip with some friends in South Carolina. Oh, Carolina.
You've already
arrived late in the day to a grey, overcast sky. Their site was desolate and miles away from the closest town or other campus.
Desolate.
Okay, we both did one. due to weather and time of day, they decided to drive to a hotel and try to set up the site for the next day. They were packed for less than 30 minutes, but now their truck wouldn't start. Dead battery. They decided to make the best of the situation and go ahead, set up the site and start camping. They cooked dinner, but no one was in a happy mood due to their certain circumstances, so everyone went to bed pretty early, while the group all slept in one large tent. In the middle of the night, John woke up to the sound of a guitar from just a few yards away. John had a guitar on the trip, so he was wondering who was playing. As he looked over, there was a man, wearing grey clothing, sitting by the fire, which was still lit from the group's dinner. John could see through the man, but was still able to make out all of the man's features. The man was stringing the guitar, smiling away. At one point, the man in the Civil War era clothing looked directly at John, still smiling and still strumming away on the guitar. John felt like he was in a trance and kept watching the man for what seemed like all night. Next thing John knew, it was morning, but he was still facing the fire pit, which was nothing but smoke as the sun rose over the camp. The group asked John why he was playing guitar all night. John told them what happened. They immediately packed up and the truck started without issue. John discovered later that near the camp was a cemetery with a Civil War bury ground.
Well, that was long.
Yeah, these are quite long stories, but thanks, Ben, because that's a great story.
I appreciate the effort, Ben, from Paranormal Activities.
Yeah, we didn't give a proper shout out, but he's got a podcast called Paranormal Activities where he tells
if you didn't get that by now, it's
stories.
Paranormal Activities.
Yep. By Ben Axe, and he talks
I don't know
about
if we've said it enough.
stories.
Ben from Paranormal Activities.
Just wanted to make sure we're giving the proper shout out because he let me come on his show to do an episode, which if you want to check out. So
I really want you to just edit it so it ends that he made me come.
Gideon, read your next story.
Okay, this one is called PlayStation.
Oh, I see what you've done
actually
there.
called The Woods. Yes. This one's called The Woods. Couple Charles and Anne moved to there. I'm going to start that again.
Dumbass.
Couple Charles and Anne moved an apartment right next to the highway. The complex had small woods throughout the property, but most of the trees had been removed to make way for more apartments. A few months after living there, Anne began having dreams about a woman she didn't recognise. These dreams soon escalated to images that occurred even when Anne was awake. One night, Anne began telling Charles exactly what the woman was saying, as if she was having a conversation with someone who wasn't there. Anne told Charles the lady is actually a spirit who used to play on the property and came to Anne because, for some reason, she was able to communicate with Anne. The woman told Anne to go to a part of the property that still had some wooded area and look for a ribbon that she had lost 3 years ago, when she was a little girl. Against Charles's better judgment, he followed Anne to the area, even though it was almost midnight and almost completely black in the woods. Charles and Anne looked for the ribbon, and after only a few minutes in the complete dark, Anne found a small pink ribbon lying under a layer of sticks and dirt. The lady told Anne she has fond memories of those woods. That was the last time Anne heard from the lady.
Damn, that is spooky.
It's a pretty scary story.
These are good. These are better than any of the other stories we've done in this segment.
We did the boogeyman and the
falling baby. We should get a professional in here to do these more often.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Ben Axe from Paranormal
Yeah, if you didn't catch that, that's the podcast Paranormal Activities by host Ben Axe. I was on an episode a few weeks ago if you want to check that out. The final story we've got here is search and rescue.
Hold on, do you mind if really quickly...
I do mind.
I just play my favourite video that I've ever seen. Oh, you need some info. What it is it's an angry Scottish man, and the video of it is him aggressively pointing at this little baby who's just wrapped up in a blanket on the sofa. Okay,
why are you
ready?
playing this?
Are you ready? No, are you ready? Okay, here we go.
Get that fucking bait, you can lay around my house all day doing fuck all. Go find a fucking job,
Why?
you fucking sausage roll looking twat.
Why? What's that got to do with this segment?
I just saw it because I was looking at my gallery and I find that video so funny. Okay,
that's
say your
awful.
second story.
You've ruined this segment. You've ruined the vibe.
It's already been ruined.
Right.
Continue.
Ruined by what?
You.
California is known for its thousands of miles of forests and terrain. It's no surprise hikers get lost or injured, and the helicopter search and rescue team is called in for support. One day, while searching for a call regarding an injured hiker, the crew was scanning miles of unmapped forest.
See, ruined by you.
While near the hiker's last known location, the team came across a wooden staircase in the middle of the wilderness. There was no house, no building, no other structure. The team decided to send down a rescue member to check the staircase for the hiker. When the member reached the stairs, he found unknown symbols have been burnt all over the steps and a trail leading deeper into the woods from the staircase. The member followed the trail, hoping to find the hiker nearby, but due to the thickness of the forest and the helicopter lost sight of the rescue member and never heard from him again. Neither the hiker or the rescue search member were ever found, and no equipment was ever recovered.
Wow.
Jeez.
Wow.
So one final
What do we
time, shout
reckon?
out to Ben Axe and his wife, he told me helped write those, for
Shout out to
bringing
Ben
those,
Axe's wife.
those stories onto
That's
our
Ben
show.
Axe from Paranormal Activities.
And Ben's wife from the Ben's Wife podcast.
That is not a real
That's not a real
podcast,
podcast,
that
but it
was-
should be.
That was a funny
Ben,
ha-ha.
if you're listening, tell your wife to start a podcast called Ben's Wife.
Wow.
So, neither of us know which of those is real and which is fake, so let's discuss. My first instinct is the one you read out was fake.
So is it? Yeah, I'm inclined to think the same way.
Because I think it's too spooky to be real.
Ooh, spooky.
Ooh, spooky. The podcast we rip off. Now,
Yep.
they don't do the true or false thing. They just read out 5 stories from a book. That's boring. Books are boring. Now, listen to Ooh Spooky. Whilst we're doing podcast shout-outs, that's a good podcast. They're struggling in the COVID pandemic.
That's
So
three. That's
shout
3
out.
podcast shout-outs
What was
just
the
this
first one?
episode. Look at us going. The Yeah About That podcast.
Oh, yeah. Damn, it's a podcast about podcasts. Yeah,
Wow.
but I'm saying The Woods is the fake one, which is the second one.
I'm going
because
to agree with
it's
you.
a bit too spooky for me to think it's real.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
are you ready?
Open that email. Yeah.
Fake stories email. So I'm going to read this out. Oh!
Oh, damn it, we got it wrong, didn't
The
we?
third story, titled Search and Rescue, was the fake story, though apparently there are real random staircases in the middle of the California wilderness. If you get a minute, I recommend looking it up. It's pretty random. The story called The Woods was actually about when my wife and I moved into our old apartment years ago. No! Ben, what the hell?
Charles and Anne. Charles equals Ben Axe. Anne equals Ben Axe's wife.
Oh my god,
What?
that's so scary, Ben. What the hell?
No, you just sound like you're mocking
No,
it.
no, 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 no,
It's
no.
genuinely quite
I'm
terrifying.
genuinely scared. What? That's terrifying. Oh my god, Ben.
Have you still got the ribbon, Ben?
Yeah. Write in and tell us if you've still got the ribbon.
Have you still got the ribbon?
And then finally, I heard the camping story told by another guy on the podcast called Haunted AF. So the fourth podcast shout out. Check out Haunted AF, and I will also.
Should we just throw another one in while we're
listen
at
to
it?
MTO? It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Listen
Five podcast
to
shout-outs in one
actually
episode.
6. Listen to Filthy Casuals. I've been listening to it a lot. It's about video games, but it's not by a bunch of nerds. It's by people who are actually listenable.
Six
podcast shout outs.
Wow. Do we want to wrap this one up here then?
Didn't you have one final thing you
I
wanted
think
to
we
talk about?
I'll talk
We
about it
can
next
save it for
episode.
next
This
time.
one's gone for long
Yeah.
enough.
Right, thank you so
Yeah.
much for tuning into this episode of MTO Quarantine Catch Up. I have been your host, Niall Edwards, and I have been joined by...
Gideon. I tried
The
a
weird voice
different
thing
little
again.
voice inflection that time. It still isn't working.
Check out our social medias if I can ever get them working again. That's at MTO Pod on both Twitter and Instagram. And you can write into us, mtoyt@gmail.com.
Should we make an
if that's
MTO
any emails.
OnlyFans?
Sure. Bye, everyone.
Bye.